So basically what I was talking with Alex about before is really the heart of the matter of what's really going on here. Why the whole establishment is against Donald Trump. It's not because they don't like him and they don't like his personality, they got a beef with him. No. Because they understand what's really going on up with Donald Trump. You see, Donald Trump, according to this prophecy that came out back in 2011, look it up, Mark Taylor, just look up Trump prophecies. It's going to open up a whole world to what's really going on here. So basically, imagine if I came to you, Alex, and told you, hey, in 2024 or whatever, the next election in a few years, Eddie Murphy's going to run and win and be president. That's out of left field. You'd be like, what are you talking about? It's the same thing as if somebody said Donald Trump's going to win. And the purpose of it is, and if you look up the prophecy, you'll see what it was. You see, the New World Order, the Illuminati, they've been wanting to make a one world government. The problem is that there's a big boy in the way. It's called America and our Constitution, which is protecting us. So what you saw for the last several years and several presidencies is that they've all been on the same page, the agenda to bring America down to its knees, to the level of the rest of the world, in order for them to implement a one world government. You can't do it with a big boy in the neighborhood like America. It's in the way. The West too. The West has to fall, America has to fall for them to make a one world government. Now, you know that God's a nationalist and Satan is a globalist? And I could prove it to you right now. It's the Tower of Babel story. That was the first one world government in the ancient world. And they wanted to build a tower to reach the throne of God and dethrone God. Idiots, whatever, Nimrods, fine. But the point is, this first one world government, what did God do to stop it? He smote them with the different languages, instantly creating the different nations of the world. He wants us separated into different nations. He's basically saying, look, we're going to have a one world government in heaven, in my kingdom. But while you're on earth and Satan's running around, I want you separated into nations. Because when you get together with a one world government, you become arrogant and do stupid stuff. That's what happened in the ancient world with the Tower of Babel under Nimrod. And that's what's happening, what they're trying to do now. The New World Order, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it. They are Luciferians, straight up. And they want to make a one world government in order for the Antichrist to take his seat. See, they know the Bible better than you and me. And they're trying to make things happen in order for the Antichrist to take his seat. However, God has made his move. And what that is he brought in this guy out of left field. The last person we would have ever expected to be president. Donald Trump. And he prepared Donald Trump his entire life for this job. The job of dismantling the Illuminati. Think about it. Look at all that's been happening. No man could go through what this man went through and is going through now with the entire world, the entire establishment against him like this, and with all the money and power and elitism trying to stop him. This man should have been dead a long time ago, and he certainly shouldn't be president. The fact that he's president alone, we witnessed a miracle. That's all it had to be a miracle for him to win. I mean, they were cheating in the elections. Everything was against him. The entire media and everything, and somehow he still wins. That alone is a hint that it was an act of God. Also,
Hillary's own campaign people said they couldn't believe it.
Nobody could believe
As you're
it.
speaking, I've got to butt in. As you're speaking right now, a rainbow has just appeared. You said an act of God, and in the last few seconds, the
That's
rainbow
pretty
appeared
cool.
behind you.
That's pretty cool because God's around. He's doing everything, and he's in the trenches right now. In fact, when you understand what's really going on, it's a lot of fun because you get to watch God dismantle the Illuminati before your eyes. And he's using Donald Trump like a blunt force object. Donald Trump is basically an agent for God. It's not that it's Donald Trump doing everything. It's God doing everything using Donald Trump. Even Newt Gingrich, I don't know if you guys saw this interview. During the election, they asked Newt Gingrich, how come both sides are against Donald Trump, including the Republicans? I mean, aren't the Republicans risking Hillary winning by going against him like this? And in a moment where God seemed to have zapped Newt Gingrich to tell the truth, he did. You know what he said? And look at his words. He said, well, that's because Donald Trump was never initiated. He was never part of the club.
He was never part of the secret society.
He was never part of the secret societies. He was never part of the Illuminati. But then Newt Gingrich said, however, he knows everything that goes on in the club. And that's why everybody that's in the club is afraid. You see, the reason why they're against him isn't because they hate him. They don't like his personality. The fact that they call him orange or whatever. All this stuff, that's nothing.
He's anointed.
That's why. That's why. This is a spiritual thing. Even the demons that these people are possessed with, they can't stand it. They understand exactly what's going on. That Donald Trump was sent and anointed by God to dismantle the Illuminati. Now, you might ask yourself why. Because a lot of people think that America is under judgment and that it deserves judgment.
This is key.
This is not the case at all. You see, we have an example in the Bible of Sodom and Gomorrah, which received judgment and was destroyed. But there's another city or nation in the Bible that we should concern ourselves or think about. Nineveh. Remember the story of Jonah and the whale, and Jonah went and told the people of Nineveh, and they actually repented. America is Nineveh, not Sodom and Gomorrah. And America is anointed by God. Think about it. It was created in the recent times of our timeline. It just showed up in the neighborhood. I mean, it's only 200 years old. It's like God preserved it for the end. And it's used, and it's the only country in the history of existence created in the name of the Judeo-Christian Bible. The forefathers, our forefathers of this great country, they mention in their memoirs, look it up, that when they were writing the Constitution, they had an open Bible there, and they got every idea for the Constitution straight out of the Bible. Inalienable rights, what's that? It was a radical idea at the time. Inalienable rights means that your rights are given to you directly from God, and only God could take away those rights. Before that, your rights was given to you by the government or the king, but no, not in America. In America, your rights are given to you by God. Whether you believe in God or not, that's the case. However, the enemy's been attacking. You see, there's people in this world that are jealous of America, that hate America, that don't want America to be America. But they could never come at us headstrong. We had the greatest, most powerful military in the world, the greatest economy in the world. They could never come at us in conventional terms and attack us head on in a battle or in a war. No, 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 no. They had to do the alternative, the Trojan horse style. They have been doing a multi-generational plan to bring down America. And they've come in through our country, rising their way up through the ranks and getting themselves in position of leadership in every single facet of our society in order to bring down America. And that's what they've been trying to do. And suddenly, we're witnessing a 180-degree turn with Donald Trump. In fact, they're taking several blows. Brexit was a blow to the New World Order. The rise of Trump was a blow to the New World Order. And now other countries are going to get out of the Brexit, get out of the European Union.
The euro is falling as we speak.
It's falling as we speak. Now, in the prophecies,
Soros put 80+ million in to prop it up. It's failing.
That's right.
Nothing they do now works anymore because God decided to, I guess, take action. He gave him so long, but now the tide's turned.
Yes, the tide is turning. As a matter of fact, you're going to see, according to the prophecies, the dollar become stronger than it's ever been in its entire history. It's going to be, America is going to be the #1 most greatest powerful country, the pillar of the world, the light of the world once again. And I think it's because it's the one country in the history of existence created in the name of Christianity. Zach,
Keep talking,
Alex,
my brother.
okay,
You're on,
all right,
you're on fire.
all right.
We
Now
got
here's the
rainbow
thing.
behind you.
Yeah, it's a beautiful rainbow.
Stays over there.
This place is beautiful. Hawaii is beautiful. Now the thing is, when you look at what Trump has been doing, let's think about what Trump's been doing since he took office. He's been laser focused on one agenda and one agenda only. Make America great again by destroying the Illuminati. And that's what he's been doing. Think about it. TPP, getting us out of TPP, that was totally hurting the Illuminati because they're globalists. They're trying to set up a globalist system. The whole thing with the Paris climate thing, all of it. He's getting us out of that stuff and basically unfurling, undoing everything the Illuminati's been able to do to us in all these several decades in the past. And it's driving them crazy. It's driving them crazy, and you could see it. And then you see Donald Trump being protected. This is an anointing. This is an actual holy protection that's put on him. Because any man would have been dead a long time ago.
I'm just saying this now. I remember hearing about the gentleman, let's talk about him in a moment, years ago, and I never really clicked. Today you got in my face a nice way. Your daughter and my daughter were together in the pool. You said, listen, why have we talked about it yet? I'm like, I've known about it. I have it. Then I went and looked it up, and I looked up on the Wayback Machine, 2011. He did say this. Let's start with, we're kind of here at the middle, but let's start with what we're talking about the guy that was the prophet for this.
Sure. Mark Taylor is a fireman, good old American, regular guy. He was a fireman for several years, I think 20 years in Orlando, Florida, and he's close to God. God picked this guy, simple guy, regular guy, nothing special. He picked this guy to communicate to the rest of us of what his plans are to dismantle the Illuminati. And so Mark Taylor's been getting visions and receiving word from God about what's going to happen. Now, look, when we normally hear this about people getting visions from God and receiving word from God, you got to always, think twice. Well, okay, is it really or is it not? The thing is about Mark Taylor, literally everything he has said, which came from God, in detail, has come to fruition. It's unbelievable. When you go back and look at those prophecies and read them and see them or hear them, you're going to be shocked at how every step has been coming true, and it's going to continue to come true. According to the prophecy, America's going to be awesome, and it's going to be used as the launching pad, as the home base for the final harvest, because God goes out as a winner. as like a surge. Like, remember in the war, the surge? This is a final harvest before the end times. And he's pushed the end times, giving us more time, giving us a reprieve in order to get together, pray. That's what we got to do. We got to pray. Even if you don't pray, start praying, because that's the real ammunition that brings down the enemy. We're in a real war here. That's what life is. People ask, what's life? Life is a war. It's a war. It is good versus evil. It is a dualistic
by the way,
world.
Look at Hollywood, the whole media. They hate Christians. Look at Hollywood, the whole media. They literally hate Christians. They admit the persecution of Christians doubled the last 10 years.
Yep.
They absolutely admit that if they can extinguish that, they believe they can then be God.
You know, atheists should have absolutely no regard for Christianity. They shouldn't even care. Think about it. Are you a Buddhist? No, you're not. I'm not a Buddhist. Do you ever think about Buddhism? Does it obsess you? Does that upset you? Do you go after it? No, you don't. You don't even think about it because you don't believe in it. A true atheist wouldn't care about Christianity. They just look at it as just another religion I don't believe in, whatever. Why is there a vitriolic hatred towards Christianity? Think about that. Because it's a spiritual war. It's a bloodlust, because it's a spiritual thing that we're talking about here, people. Not necessarily, the people may not even realize, but if there's a demon inside them, or if they're not with God or walking in the world and in the worldly evil world, they're naturally going to reject what's from God. That's why you see people rejecting Donald Trump. But however, the good news is there's millions and millions of the silent majority that understand what's going on, and they're supporting Donald Trump. That's why he won. How did he win? Think about it. How did Donald Trump win?
And I love the spirit of it. They know he's not perfect. He's a wrecking ball. He never was a hypocrite. They instinctively from the beginning understood that it was a weapon against the enemy. Like you said, the way he just doesn't even care what they do to him.
They don't. In fact, in the prophecy, God said they will speak against him. They will throw all the darts. The enemy will throw the darts at him. They will do everything they can, but it will roll off his back like the water rolling off of a duck. Just like the feathers protect the duck, he's protecting the Donald Trump. You know, Alex, I wanted to mention something to you really quick. The day, you see numbers, symbolism, it's a big deal to the Luciferians. That's why you see symbolism everywhere in our movies and corporate logos and everything. Do you know why? This is how the language to break the veil, to go to the other side of the veil. They do rituals that open up portals. Demons come in. They get their powers from those demons. That's how it works. That's why God had a real beef in the Old Testament against doing any kind of divination, sorcery. Not because he doesn't like it, because it has a real effect in this world. It's what breaks the veil between this world and the real world on the other side.
It's dangerous. People don't know.
It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Never touch a Ouija board. Remember that. Now, numbers is a big deal too. Now, you know that number 666, is an evil number. However, number 7 is a holy number, a very holy number. And the day of the inauguration for Donald Trump, the day he put his hand on our Bible and swore in to become our 45th president, on that day, Donald Trump was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old on that day.
That was even in the New York Times, and I even knew what he was going to say in the speech, and I said he's going to call for God back in the covenant. He's going to announce they're going to release secret technology. And the New York Times came to me and said, how did you say that 5 hours ago? Did you talk to the president? And I said, no, I just knew it. That's on record.
That's right. Now, you understand what's going on with Pedogate and all of that stuff? You see, the enemy's been doing a lot of bad stuff. They've been kidnapping children. An average of 800,000 children get kidnapped in America every year. And they make a big deal out of a handful of them spread out throughout the year, Amber Alert and all that, so that we subconsciously think, oh, when a kid gets kidnapped, they make a big deal about it and we hear about it.
Yeah.
And they don't mention all the others and all the rest. You know what Donald Trump's been doing since the day he got president? He's been going after the pedophiles. They've been doing raids after raids. Of course, the media doesn't mention this. You got to look at it. Look into it. Seek ye the truth. That's an order from God. Seek ye the truth, because when you go after the truth, you end up to God. That's no matter what. You go after the truth, you end up with God. And look it up. Donald Trump's been sending raids, capturing and finding children in cages waiting to be tortured and ritually sacrificed. He's been saving people. He's been saving children, and he's been arresting pedophiles like crazy, raid after raid.
And that's the thing. It shows up in local news. We cover the news every day. It's everywhere. It's like every day, but never national news.
Never.
And then they panic more and more, and they have NAMBLA now coming out at the UN, coming out on Vice, coming out at the Huffington Post, coming out on Salon saying, oh, it's okay. So they're trying to normalize it now. It's pure evil because they're vampires. They psychically want to feed on the children. They can't actually sacrifice them. They want to suck their essence out and ruin their innocence. So spend a few more minutes then on the big plan. Some of the more
future.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Okay, so what we've been seeing is done.
It's a bigger plan.
Yeah, there is a bigger plan. Basically, first of all, North Korea. I watch what's going to happen. That regime's going to fall. The people of North Korea are going to be freed. There isn't going to be World War III. There isn't going to be World War III from North Korea. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is that the North Korean regime will fall. They're going to merge into one country and just be a normal country, Korea. That's what's going to happen. Donald Trump's going after Iran now. That's next. That's the next big threat to the world. He's going after them, and that regime that's controlling Iran is going to fall because, believe me, the people of Iran, they want to be freed. They tried to do a revolution when it happened in Egypt, and the Egyptians kicked out the Muslim Brotherhood. They saw that, and the people of Iran said, let's do it too. They tried. What did Obama do? He snuffed it, stopped it, and basically didn't allow it to happen. But now that Trump's president, the Iranians understand that, and they're thinking, hey, this is our chance because Trump's going to help us, and he will. He'll help the people bring down that evil regime so that we can have peace in the Middle East. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. What you're going to witness is the media one day will start talking good about Trump. I know that sounds crazy. I know that it's probably better odds for the moon to crash into the earth before that happens. But it's going to happen because Donald Trump is doing such an incredible job running this country. That truth will come out no matter what.
They even said last week, like, oh my God, everything's turned around, but it's not him though.
Oh yeah, they're trying to say that, but everybody understands. There's only 1 out of 10 people believe them at this point. Most people don't believe the media anymore because they're waking up. Every day people are taking the red pill and waking up.
And let's be clear, I'd love to give Trump all the credit, and I do, a lot of it for everybody, but it's God, exactly. God. And the globalists have been suppressing us by design in their own admissions because, as you said, America is not the most evil country in the world. It's been given providence. It's just been invaded and taken over because they were threatened by it. Explain that to people.
Okay, when you look at the spiritual thing, okay, well, first of all, God's work in the world. Did you know that 90% of all helping the poor in the world comes from America? 90% of evangelical work and spreading the word of God comes from America.
And we're only 5% of the world.
We're only 5% of the population. 90% of the orphanages that are owned and run and operated in the world are owned and run and operated by Americans. 90% of God's work in this world comes from America. And people think that America's under judgment? No, no, no. The people aren't under judgment. The corrupt government is under judgment. The people that are the elites that are controlling this country and trying to bring it down, they're under judgment, but not the people and not America. America, the opposite is going to happen. It's going to be blessed.
Great points, my friend. It been a lot of other great points to me. Anything you would like to finish at?
Let me think for a second.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Are you ready? All right. The most important thing to remember here is this is a spiritual battle that's manifesting itself into the physical, and we're seeing it everywhere. The most important thing is to understand we need to support Trump, not because he's Trump, because God put him there. So we're supporting God by supporting Trump. We got to pray. That's the real ammunition we have against the enemy, and that's really what the enemy really fears. People getting on their knees, opening their hearts to God, to the Lord, and praying for them, for God to help us, to help America, help the world, and get rid of the Illuminati, and to help and protect Donald Trump and his family. And it's happening, but we have to continue. The moment we let up on that, it's over.
Keep going. Look at that rainbow the whole time you're talking.
Beautiful rainbow. Look at that.
The whole time you've been talking.
And that's a symbol of the future. That's a symbol of the future. The symbol for America. We're coming in for a great number of years of prosperity, of blessings, but we have to be the true lights of the world, and we have to use it as an example. And the spiritual revival that's happening in America and will continue to happen, we're going to start seeing it manifested throughout the world, thanks to Jesus Christ, because he knows what he's doing. And right now, the real reason, you got to remember, why the enemy is so upset with Donald Trump is not because they're upset with him. They're upset with God, and they know what's going on, that their days are numbered, they're in a corner, and it's over for them.
Great points, John. Here, let's make one more point.
All right.
I know this. They have been fundamentally scared of him since the beginning, and I'm not some perfect person, but I love God. The way they've been enraged by me, and the way they want to intimidate Trump supporters, because Trump just gives us a chance to realize there could be a better future, not under these people. And the fact that they know their whole system's coming down and that all of it is being exposed is really an amazing moment for humanity right now. And it just really is great, because, I mean, we've been here, and everybody feels like, oh, you're in Hawaii, it's all liberal. Man, I probably met 300 people the last day I've been here. People are on fire. They're awake. Yeah. You guys want to come on air with us? God bless. I mean, it's just an amazing time right now to be alive, and And again, it doesn't mean things are perfect, but it means
No.
it means humanity is coming out of a time of being under the spell of evil.
Can I add one real quick? You know how it seems bad and it's chaotic and the enemy's going crazy? Well, when you step with your heel on the head of a snake, what happens? The rest of that snake's body writhes around, wraps around your leg, goes crazy, causing chaos.
Death throes.
But it's death throes. That's really the key. It's death throes because your heel is still on that snake's head. Doesn't matter what the rest of its body's doing. Its head is pinned and it's over for that snake. That's what we're seeing the Illuminati doing.
That's a
They're
beautiful
writhing
analogy. Explain. That's amazing.
They are writhing around in pain and they're going crazy and you're seeing all this chaos because they're in their death throes. We're literally witnessing the Illuminati's death throes. It's grab your popcorn time, sit back, relax, pray to God, and enjoy the show.